Hey everyone, this is the LEGO Marvel Superheroes Iron Man Detroit Steel Strikes set. Now, I am a car fan myself, so I need to start out with a look at little old Lola. Surprisingly, the grille detail on the front and the front license plate is a printed piece. That is a 1x2 by 2/3 double curved part that comes printed. No sticker to attach to that, which doesn't make sense to me, but I'm not complaining about it. I'm surprised that they would do such a specialized thing and not make other more common things printed, but like I said, not complaining. This is supposed to be a 1962 Corvette. I see the 1962 Corvette notes in the design, and especially in the front, the very front of it. And particularly for me, the area that looks best is right through here. This curve in the center, along with the two headlights, or two pairs of headlights. The rest of it is a little bit of a stretch if I wasn't looking at the very front of it and I didn't have any context and someone asked me, what vehicle do you think this is supposed to be? I wouldn't think C1 Corvette, initially. However, I'm very happy that they went with a 6-wide build and not something much larger. It's reasonably compact. I think the wheels are too large, but I don't know if LEGO has something that really would have worked better, to be honest, especially when you consider the necessity to include the transformation feature, because it is Lola. It's not just any C1 Vet. It's not really a C1 Vet much at all, is it? I mean, it's the body, but that's pretty much where that ends. It has the ability to rotate the wheels down, and that's done through these tan levers on the back. I wish that those were light bluish gray, but this is not bad. And this works very well and very easily. You just turn those and the wheels turn down. And they expose something that I've never seen before: stickers on the insides of wheel wells. I've never seen LEGO do that before. I was really surprised. Another thing that really surprised me in this set, but I'm glad they did that. It's a good place to get some detail. It's too bad that some of the attempt at a little bit of realism there is a little bit spoiled by the bright yellow bushing pieces. It's not terrible, but just a little mix, I think, of attempts. I'm also not too happy with the lack of a working trunk on this. Feels like it has a lot of space back here, and that space could have been used to create something that opened up. But at least they have a nice smooth shape back there. The doors open up, and Coulson gets a driving compartment. Just pop him out so you get a better view in there. That has a steering wheel, two control sticks for operating the transformation feature, and then he also has a console up in front of him which does have a sticker on it. And here is the Detroit Steel power armor, or mech, pretty faithfully taken from the Invincible Iron Man comics, I'd say, with its design and the coloration. I think maybe the cannon should have been in the right hand instead, but these things can transform. This is feasible, to think of swapping things back and forth, unless I'm wrong about that. I think the proportions of this look pretty good. The overall stance of it looks pretty good. It looks pretty evenly good from multiple angles. Not quite as good from the back, but they did put some effort into covering it up, so it's not just completely open from the back. Very easy to fire off the weapon over here on the side with the 6-stud shooter, and they use the black barrel set for that, so it doesn't stand out too much. These fingers can open and close, and for articulation, obviously, there are plenty of ball joints. So this is kind of a CCBS, large action figure fare here with the larger ball joint pieces. So plenty can be done with the arms. That's good. This is just a kind of a saw feature. It's a little bit obvious, a little bit basic in its construction, but works well for play, gets the idea across. And if you don't like it, just pull it off. No big deal. Really no big deal to me. Not too many stickers used on this. Little stickers here. One sticker right there in the front. Very well placed that one is. A little gear element used on the inside there to give you a little extra detail. One axle sticks out a little bit. Doesn't bug me that much. I like the design of these feet They're just different. You are able to get the knee up, put it into kind of a kicking pose like this. Let me see if I can actually get this to balance like that. That would be quite, oh wow. Wow, it actually can do it. I was gonna say that would be quite a feat, pun not intended, to get it to pose on one foot like that, but it actually works. So winning, definitely. Yeah, this has the necessary movement. Joint up here, joint right here, ball joints, you can rotate things around, you can get the posability that you want out of this, and there's enough friction in there. So I feel like this is successful in all that necessary type of way. You can also move these kind of winglet elements up and down, rotate them around, they're on ball joints. Get access to the main control compartment there. No sticker here, surprisingly, but that's okay because you never see it anyway. You also have these kind of bolster elements that are on hinges that close in to kind of, just give it a little extra angle from the sides, and makes for a nicer, more cozy surround around the figure. So yeah, I think that this is the most important thing in the set. Obviously, it's kind of the star of the set. I think it's done well. One thing that I definitely do not feel is done well in this set, though, is the new version of Iron Man, which uses the classic styled Iron Man helmet, which I think is just not appropriate for this universe. This is from a universe in which the Iron Man helmet opens up as we see in the movies. I think this is not from the cinematic universe here, it's from the comics, but comics that are inspired by and that were launched by the movies. And that's just not the right helmet to use. They should have stuck with the previous one and just continued to iterate on it, in my opinion. I think the suit looks fine. The printing works well with the torso, the hips, and the legs. Got gold hands on there, that's nice. And has the new power blast element, and that is a very just well-developed little action feature that I think only adds play and also looks good. You fire it off by just pushing in from the back, and oops, not like that. I'm kind of askew here, but they do include a few of these for you to shoot off. Let me see if I can get that right here. Here we go. Yeah, perfect. That was actually a straight shot, and I wasn't even doing it that well. So I think that works well. They also give you an extra one of these so that you can put those on both hands. The prints from the back look good on all of these. For Coulson, it's a little bit lacking. Here's something another thing that's odd to me that I just don't understand, and it's most likely just my own personal ignorance of the whole Marvel superheroes thing. This here is supposed to be Justin Hammer. I didn't know anything about Detroit Steel myself. I had to Google it. I'm not trying to feign info or knowledge that I don't have. I had to Google it, but I don't think Justin Hammer should be piloting the Detroit Steel armor. Justine Hammer or Doug Johnson. I think this should be Doug Johnson, but they mark this down as Justin Hammer. And like I said, if anybody just has information about that, you want to school me on that, please do. Otherwise, if I'm right and it shouldn't be Justin Hammer, then let me know about that. I'm confused. Tony Stark on the left, of course. That looks pretty good for especially the comic universe version, which is a little bit, I don't know. I think it just looks right to me. And then Coulson also gets an alternate face. All three of these get alternate faces, actually. Very cool. Yes, 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 and yes. I agree with all of these. The Justin Hammer really looks like it's taken a lot of influence from the cinematic universe version. I don't know. Definitely looking for answers on that, but I do think that all three of these heads work well with both versions, both faces for each. I feel like that went pretty fast. Did that feel like it went pretty fast for you? But I feel like I did cover everything, and I've got a good feeling for what they've presented here. I think that in general, it's a nicely done set. Definitely has some small quirks and leaves me with some question marks, but I think it's a pretty successful set with the overall design and, of course, the focus on play. So again, if any of you Marvel specialists can help me out with who is and who should be operating the Detroit Steel armor, please do leave a comment about that. Otherwise, or also, let me know what you think about the set on the whole and what you feel are the high points and the low points of it. Thanks much for watching. I hope that I showed you everything you wanted to see here about this set, and I'll talk to you again soon.